The Beast Within begins with, "Hey, Lucinda!" We haven't seen her since she made out with Guile at the end of Season 1. Which I'm still angry about, by the way. How that episode didn't end on Bison's longing smile is beyond me and a tragedy in and of itself. The point is, it's been a while. She's here with Guile and they're looking for Blanka. If you remember just a couple episodes in The Flame and the Rose, Blanka's left Street Fighter to rejoin his Incan brothers in the jungle to try and find some inner peace. It turns out they just missed him. Blanka left the tribe because he heard rumors of some kind of magical flower that could potentially heal his mutagenic malady. Let's see how that's going. Not well. Blanka's basically just kind of wandering around the jungle aimlessly, and yelling at nothing. Kind of like how I did like the first full week after reading Armika's Season 2 patch notes. He's grabbing plants and smelling them and then getting even more pissed that they're not what he's looking for. It's not a productive cycle. He comes across some jungle boy with a sword, destroying some statues, and that's unfortunate. Because Blanka is not your man if you're looking to de-escalate a situation. The kid resists and pushes a statue on top of Blanka to pin him down. This is the second time in a row that this has happened to Blanka, as Zangief tried to pin him down with a pillar last time we saw him in The Flame and the Rose. The kid makes a quick escape into the jungle with a laugh that makes me want to punch this kid in the face. And he didn't even drop a statue on me. Just with that laugh alone, he's got my hate. Somebody promptly Mishima this kid. It gets worse when the villagers return because you can just see where this is going. There are destroyed statues, Blanka's holding a sword, and we've seen time and time again how the general population of the Street Fighter universe perceive Blanka. Monster chants start up, and like I said earlier, Blanka is the one guy you don't want to have to count on to de-escalate a potentially violent situation. Blanka attacks the villagers. And that's extremely important to note if you're paying attention to the character development of Blanka. He attacks them first. We've seen this situation play out numerous times in previous episodes. In Season 1, Blanka was always able to just brush off the prejudices that were levied against him, even by people that he was literally saving. But after he took on additional mutagen and new kind of evil and a hearty dose of black eyeshadow, Blanka's been a lot more on edge and easier to provoke. In Face of Fury, it took a crowd of people throwing rocks at him before he decided to lay the smackdown. And then a little later in the episode, after a tourist calls him a monster, Blanka threateningly lifts the guy off the ground, and if it weren't for Melee, Blanka might have done more than just roughly drop him, but he didn't. But right here, right now, with a crowd of angry villagers chanting monster and no one to stop him from doing otherwise, Blanka attacks. It just shows you how consumed with rage he's become this season. Obviously, the villagers don't stand a friggin' chance here, and they're lucky Blanka fell into one of their traps. They chain him up, which I'm kinda iffy on. Like, we've seen Blanka lift and throw an entire bus with ease. I feel like he could very easily break those chains. Guile and Lucinda find Blanka chained up and then get into a brief scuffle with the villagers after their attempt at diplomacy falls on deaf ears. There's actually a brief moment where Guile's listening to the village chief go on about crimes that have been committed against their tribes for a while now, and then looks at Blanka like, "Did you actually do this?"
And the countless number of destructive acts he has inflicted on our village.
Guile, I didn't. I swear.
It's like on one hand, yeah, Blanka's rage is kind of a problem. But on the other hand, Guile knows that Blanka couldn't have been doing these crimes for like a really long time because Blanka's only just recently left his Incan brothers. Like, friggin' Christ, Guile, just think! Short fight, that poor guy in the yellow shirt, he's the first one to get attacked again. Maybe he should just sit the next one out, like. Either way, it doesn't last long, and our heroes are captured too. Apparently Blanka has been sentenced to execution via crocodiles? Like, they put him on a boat, then they poke a hole through the boat, and then send it into the water towards some crocs. I don't know, that sounds complicated. And again, the whole time I'm just thinking, there's no way Blanka wouldn't be able to get out of that. And he does. Blanka escapes execution, just as Guile and Lucinda escape to join him. The Chief's reaction to all this is it's just amazing. It's like he starts choking before Blanka can even begin choking him. And for his troubles, the Chief is threatened by Blanka with being thrown to the crocs himself, but Guile and Lucinda manage to talk their buddy down. Like, for fuck's sake, Blanka. They are trying to explain that you are not a monstrous psychopath that's wreaking havoc on their village, and you are not helping! And then, this happens.
Blanka, help me!
Guile gets bit, so Lucinda carries him back to the village while Blanka's in hot pursuit of the culprit. At the village, we see a familiar character if you're like me and you pay attention to nothing background extras. The woman in the yellow dress with the purple hair and the blue necklaces, she actually sold Guile supplies in the very first episode of the series.
Colonel Guile, what are you doing here?
Meeting a friend. These are from my team.
And now I guess she's part of this tribe or something. Either way, Guile's snake bite ain't looking so good, and the venom will probably kill him soon enough. Then Lucinda remembers the whole reason they came here in the first place, magic healing plant. So she asks the Chief where to find it, and...
Tell me where to find it.
It is in the Forbidden Lands. But you must not go there. It would make the gods angry.
Meanwhile, Blanka's chasing the Jungle Boy, and it's a pretty short sequence. The kid backflips into, like, a tiny pond, and for a second it actually looks like Blanka's just going to let the boy drown. Then the kid starts to explain what's been going on and reveals that he's been the thorn in the village's side, and the reason that he's been doing it?
They hurt my mother! My father! People in village killed them!
What? They killed your family?
So, like, this has already been a pretty heavy episode already. There's been acts of iconoclasm, prejudices that have led to near executions, Blanka's rage left unchecked, assassination attempts via venomous snake, Guile's near death and losing time, tales of revenge. But wait, there's more! The kid is an alien! Their spaceship was struck by lightning, hit an airplane on the way down, and then crash landed. When the kid's parents went for help, the villagers just killed them. What am I even supposed to say to any of this? Like, the amount of tension that we were just throwing at this episode nonstop already puts us at like a goddamn 10. But making this kid a literal alien, like, that friggin' breaks the scale. But we still have plot to wrap up, so Lucinda manages to find the duo and the magic flower, which it turns out is just some earth plant that's been mutated by whatever fluids have been leaking out of the crashed spaceship. They go back and cure Guile, but Blanka's return has caused another mob to form, and they chase our heroes. Not only that, but...
They have entered the Forbidden Lands! The gods must be appeased!
So I guess they're just going to try and kill everyone now. The mob chases our hero team back into the Sacred Lands, where the kid gets an easy out. The aliens have returned to take him home. Perfect timing there. The kid and Blanka share a fairly emotional goodbye, given the lessons they were able to teach one another during the course of their encounter. Unfortunately, it leaves our heroes a man down, or a boy down, I guess, to deal with the villagers, who have decided that the best course of action to appease their gods is to completely burn the Sacred Lands.
Death to all strangers! Back to the village! Lead them to their fate!
Okay, look, I'm not very good at religion. I'm pretty sure that's not how that works. It means Blanka's missed out on the chance to see if this magical flower will heal him, but more pressing matters now. They have to escape this firestorm. Guile hasn't thrown a single sonic boom all episode, so figures, why not? It turns out the fire actually burned all the way back to the village and completely leveled it. No doubt karma coming back to them for their xenophobia. The chieftain stands alone among the rubble as Blanka and company approach. They both share sentiments of regret for how they have succumbed to rage and the way it has affected so many lives. Together they pledge never to let anything like this happen again. It seems like a real healing moment for Blanka and the first shred of hope he's had all season. And then Guile's all like,
"Welcome back to the Street Fighters, Blanka. We missed you, buddy."
He didn't say that, Guile. He didn't say he was coming back to Street Fighter. Why don't we just chill the hell out a little bit, huh? Next time on Street Fighter. Ken almost dies of a bacterial infection because the idiot drank bad water. Obviously, that's not what the episode's about, but it is my favorite part of Second to None.
We await your return, warrior.